One eternity later. Meanwhile,
Yo, just came back from office. It's 5:30 right now. So today our engineering team from our office had actually lunch at a Mexican place called La Esperanza, I believe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct or not, but it translates to hope. And the reason our team went for lunch was because one of the engineers, one of our colleagues, has resigned and he got a better offer, so he's moving to a different company. So we wanted to have last lunch as colleagues, but it's happy and sad at the same time. Sad because he's leaving us, obviously, and somewhere deep down we are happy that he got a better offer, or at least a better offer in his belief. So yeah, we had an amazing time. We laughed, we ate some Mexican food. I ordered some veggie fajitas, which were really amazing. But yeah, it's Friday night, so I want to do my laundry right now because my laundry bag is full, as you can see. And yeah, let's do laundry and I'll come back and I'll talk to you. I have to pay $2.25 for washing and another $2 or $2.25 for drying my clothes. This feels very weird because I've seen almost in every apartment you have to pay. This is only specific to New Jersey, maybe some other states. The days in Clemson, they were beautiful because I used to only pay rent of $250 and then my washing was also free. Well, the electricity bill and water bill were not included in the rent, so I don't know which one is cheaper. It's paying batch-wise money for my laundry, or is it like monthly cumulative electricity bill that is being contributed partly by washing machines and dryers? I don't know. But the rent thing still blows my mind. Back in Clemson in 2021 and 2022, I used to pay $250, which is the whole 4-bedroom, 2-bed apartment was for like $1,000 rent or $1,100. But here in New Jersey, it's 2-bedroom right now and I'm paying almost $2,000. Yo, laundry is all set. Before I go back to get my clothes, I want to talk about my recent obsession, that is 3D printing. I don't know why, but all day during lunch breaks or even my car rides, all I could think is about 3D printing, or what can I print in my office 3D printer when it's not being used for my office tests or prototyping. A tiny backstory: a lot of people assume that 3D printing is somewhat a newer technology, which is not, let me tell you that. And I can understand why they think that, because in last a decade or two there were way too much advancements in 3D printing field, and a lot of people got to see and experience that, and that's the reason they think it's a newer technology. Except there was a guy called Chuck Hull or Charles Hull, I believe it's Chuck Hull, in 1980s, where the first method of 3D printing was found. It was stereolithography. There are three major different types of 3D printing: stereolithography, FDM, fused deposit modeling, for where I print all of this. All the 3D prints that you've seen in my previous vlogs are from FDM printer. And then there is other one called SLS, I believe it's selective laser sintering. Again, whole different topic, but the first method, the OG method, was stereolithography, where the light used to come and it used to solidify the liquid resin on the 3D printing bed, which is cool, right? And fast forward now, we have FDM 3D printers, fused deposit modeling, we have multicolor 3D printers, we have metal 3D printers, we also have food printers, which is so cool when you think about it, because it's been only 50 years, 5 decades since 3D printing came out, and the advancement in this field has been so much. But as I mentioned in my previous vlog, I started working on 3D printers back in India in 2019-2020, where like most people, I started off with keychains, small toys, and lithophanes for my friends and all of that. But right now the 3D printer that our office has is really expensive one. It's $4,000 to $5,000, I believe, and the print quality coming out of it is like it's beautiful. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, because if you're a mechanical engineer and if you're actually passionate about manufacturing processes, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But the crazy part is I've never seen a 3D printer with a laser cutting tool, but the 3D printer in our office actually has it. So that's kind of shocking, but I'm also happy that in future I'll be able to work with that laser parts, where probably I'll print something in an iteration where if I need one print, I'll print maybe 4 or 5 in the same column, and then I'll just use that laser to cut it. Cool, huh? Sounds cool. What's the satisfying part in the 3D printer? When you start 3D printing from your laptop, and when you go near the 3D printer and see the first layer being printed, and if the first layer is stick to the bed, you are going to have a really good day. But for God's sake, if the first layer started warping or started coming out, you know what the real pain is. Usually what happens is, if you change the filament very frequently, let's say PLA to ABS or ABS to PETG or something like that, what happens is, because of difference in temperature of melting of this material starts to clog up, and all you have to do is manually drag out all the material, see if it is printing right, printing a brim or something, or a small part, to see if it's coming out well, and then again you have to start printing. I mean, at least with the 3D printer we have in office, I did not see any clogging issues yet. But back in India, I've dealt with a lot of 3D printers that clogged. It's a real pain. Anyways, in addition to the prints we have, in the last vlog I showed you my name, or the boss, or the YouTube play button. I also have some additional prints that I want to show you. Let me turn my camera. Firstly, this is the Porsche car wall hang. I wanted to print this in black, but I did not have black material. I mean, our office has the black material, and obviously I don't want to use my office material for my personal use. So I printed this in cement color, the ash color. Maybe I'll just dip this in a black bucket paint and then make it black. I don't know. I mean, this still looks good on my wall. I just have to figure out a way to hang this. I can obviously put in a wall pen here, but I don't want this hanging on it. Yes, cool, huh? Porsche 911 GT3 RS, by the way, one of my favorites. And then I also printed my iPhone 12 Pro Max case. Again, this is from the radium green material, which will slightly glow in the night. Let's change it. Where is my phone? Okay.
One eternity later.
Yep, found my phone in living room. The current case I have is the Nissan R34 GTR, Nissan GTR R34 Skyline. This is the same car used by Paul Walker in Too Fast, Too Furious. One of my favorites again. Porsche GT3 RS comes in like top 5. R34 Skyline GTR comes maybe in top 3, I don't know. But let's remove this and then use this. This is slightly brittle than this. As you can see, this is more on the elastic side. This is also elastic, but I feel like it's slightly brittle compared to this material. Of course, this must have been injection molded, and this is 3D printed, so it's slightly brittle, but it fits in perfectly. See the click? Nice, right? I mean, it's slightly flamboyant, but I'm okay with it. I can use it, right? It'll be so cool when someone asks me, hey, where did you get the case? And I say that I 3D printed it, I sliced it. I mean, perks of being a mechanical engineer. And I also printed this pen stand. Look at this, how beautiful the design is. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. If this was to be manufactured by traditional manufacturing method, it would take hours. And the reason is, making this complete solid metal or solid plastic would be easy, but cutting this hexagons or whatever the shape is, quadrilaterals out of that material shaped in glass would be very difficult. Might have to use laser, but using laser, what will happen is this, you see this thin wall here, this might shrink, and they might even snap at times. So it's kind of tricky to do that. It's a very expensive process if you do that using a traditional manufacturing method. And next one, this is a small one. I also printed my Apple Watch stand. What I can do is, my Apple Watch charger, I can plug it in here. It's a slide fit. It will sit inside this. And then since Apple charger is magnetic to the watch base, I can put my Apple Watch here and it rests here. You see this small flange? Nice, right? And lastly, a flower vase. I mean, the idea when I was printing was not to print a flower vase. I wanted to print a pen stand, except I did not check dimensions. So now when I put in a pen, it completely sinks into it. So I decided to make this a flower vase. I'll buy some fake flowers from Walmart or Target, and then I'll just put this in my living room. Nice, right? Anyways, this has been officially my post-work therapy for a while now. It's Netflix for some people, but it's 3D printing for me. And yeah, just wanted to show you what I printed. But if you see more 3D prints in my next vlogs randomly popping up, don't be surprised. And yeah, about buying 3D printer, I'm strongly considering it, but I'm also scared that I'll get bored of this and I'll never use the 3D printer which I'm buying, which obviously I don't want to, because I'll then regret my purchase. So let's wait for a while, and if my obsession still hangs in, let's proceed buying a 3D printer. I'll just wait for one more month, maybe till December. But that's it for the vlog. I have to go get my clothes from laundry room, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.